Get Rich Slow with John Wolf. Hey, a bunch of people ask me really often, like, hey, what's the minimum it takes to get a home loan? And I want to say that not all of these things can be true at once. But first, subscribe and smash that like button. And I'd love a comment too. Anyways, I'm a loan officer in Oregon and Washington, and I'm going to answer this question from the perspective of someone who's buying a home in or very near Portland. So, anyways, what's the minimum it really takes? Now, there are four factors that determine if you're going to get a home loan and what it looks like: property, income, assets, and credit. And on the property side, the easiest property to own, believe it or not, is a very modest home in a neighborhood. No, it's not a condo. There's a bunch of reasons for that. And in the Portland area, the bottom is around $300,000, up or down a little bit, but to hit these minimums, you're going to have to be looking at one of the things that's close to the minimum. And no manufactured homes are not better. No condos aren't better. Okay, so income. What's the minimum that like a single person needs to make to afford a home in the Portland area? Well, that's basically $19 an hour. It's kind of right around the middle. If you're full-time plus a little bit at $19 an hour, you can actually afford in the home in the Portland area. And that surprises a lot of people, but the math works. There are some alternatives. If you happen to, let's say, have a lot of assets, the minimum income could easily be zero. And I can help you out with that. Property, income, assets, credit. Down the assets, how much money do you need minimally to buy a home in the Portland area? Well, USDA is a thing. And if you're going to do USDA, you need about $1,000 in hand, but it's not a thing near Portland, at least not easily. So in Portland, the minimum you're going to need is 3%, probably 3.5. There are a few community grant programs, but they're very difficult to use if you're able to use them at all in your income range or whatever. In the state of Washington, just across the river, just in Vancouver, the minimum is, again, about $1,000, which is great. And that's $1,000, and that $19 an hour guy can do that as well. So that's really cool. And then the last one is credit. So the minimum credit score right now is 620. But I never want to let credit be a reason people don't get a home. So if you're okay on the other two, and if you don't have like a ton of debts, because obviously you can't make $19 an hour and have like a $700 a month truck payment and get a home in Portland, at least it'll be really, really hard. But if you don't have too much debts for your incomes, then your credit's really bad, give me a call. I know crazy ways of helping people improve their credit much faster than they ever thought possible. I frequently turn people's credit from the mid 500s to the mid upper 600s on a regular basis in a month's time. So anyways, if you don't have a lot of assets, you need to make about $19 an hour. You have to have at least $1,000 or 3%, 3.5%, which again, on a $300,000 house, you're talking about $9,000. And then you also need to have a credit score of at least a 620. Now, 3 months ago, I could get you going with the credit score of 550, but that's gone for right now. I'm sure it's coming back. And I'll be really happy to see that come back, because I do like helping those clients who have a little bit more cash, but have a really bad credit score, because, most of the time when that happens, it's because people didn't understand the resources they have. The most common thing that I actually see for reasons people have bad credit is they had multiple student loans and they didn't know they could put them in forbearance and not get late payments. That kills you. Or they were late on a cell phone bill that they didn't receive, really. That really does happen to people. And the most annoying thing that I see really often, and I'm not just clowning on Comcast, because in a lot of ways they're a great company, Comcast has a late payment because someone didn't return some kind of leased item, which someone has had in their living room so long they didn't realize they didn't own it. So anyways, if you have any questions, want to know how to do those things, like, share, and subscribe. Give me a call. My contact info is in the comments section. Again, I'm a loan officer in Oregon and Washington. Have an awesome day. Bye.